versatile as of late, but Mixu, he is more of a veteran here. He is more experienced. And now that I think about it, I would say that he is the favorite player coming in. But here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Mixu, the Finnish Zerg. For Berserker Esports, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Yellow Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is INexorable. Let's go. We have our TVZ again. Mixu, he is far more experienced. He's been around the block for quite a number of years at this point. INexorable is more of a newcomer to the competitive scene, to the competitive region. Is still on the rise, is an up-and-comer, and still has to prove himself. Still does have to prove himself here, and Mixu, I think, is going to be a good challenge for INexorable. Oh boy. As Mixu is going to be going Hatch Gas Pool, Standard Opener, meanwhile INexorable likewise, not going for a 2 Rax Reaper, is going for a Rax Expand. Calming things down. Are going to be calming things down here. Again, when it comes to INexorable's TVZ, we've only really casted INexorable against Eric in the Brazilian events, and I don't really know how much that really tells us, when it comes to INexorable's playstyle. He does seem quite solid in the mid game. He's very standard, very bio-centric and bio-oriented. Time and time again, we've seen just kind of like, into our 3 and 4 base economies. Sometimes we've seen 8 Raxes out of INexorable. So we're definitely interested to see how he does perform here against Mixu, against a more standard Zerg. Not a chaotic one like Eric. So, which means INexorable, he can actually get into his game. He can play out his series. I'm also curious as well if they practice with each other. If INexorable has a lot of practice with Vindicta and Future, I mean, Mixu is a good friend of Vindicta, so it's possible that they've also been practice partners. Possible. Catching up. Hello, Grape Tacto. Hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. We break for no one. Oh, Senor Jaime Sausage. Happy. Good to see you. Hope your sausage is doing well. As Reaper does get across the map, going to be threading a dive. Lings are in position. Going to be zoning that Reaper away. So far the dance has begun. Lings, they take a couple of hits, but we do maintain ourselves. Oh, ooh, almost getting a Ling. Almost. Third base is getting up and running. One Ling goes down. And INexorable is going to be zoned away. Is going to be forced back at home. It is going to be 3cc before Starport. Overlord does confirm the 3rd CC timing, so Mixu is fully aware of the more economic build here of INexorable. Is aware of the economy, and Mixu, as a result, can respond in kind with a double Evo Chamber opener, I imagine. Doesn't have to play things out safely, doesn't have to, or he can afford to cut corners. As INexorable is going to hunt down the Overlord and will get a kill. And the Overlord barely will not make it to the pillar. Goes down. Ling's trying to punish that Marine, and they will get us around. Not bad. I mean, the Overlord was worth more, but Marine goes down. We can threaten the mineral line, denying mining. And we do deny a lot of mining time. Reaper does race back home. Ling's kicks in. Ling's to get the hell out of here. So good start, Adol. Good follow-up here. Good response by Mixu. Behind this, getting into our add-on top, it's going to be Reaper, so it's going to be Hellion Banshee. Hellion Banshee here out of INexorable, just a standard opener, just 3cc Banshee essentially from our yellow Terran player. And Mixu back at home is droning up, making queens, and saturating on 3 bases. We'll see kind of where we spend our gas and how we want to approach this. Gas now being saturated in the main. But because we scouted the initial 3cc opener, we can respond with a delayed layer. We'll see if Mixu does take that risk. Hellion zipping in. They threaten the queens. Really only threaten. Mixu is making a wave of Lings just to be safe, just to be prepared for a dive. 16 Lings are on the way. Queens are amassing. Gaining access to the 4th base on the right-hand side. And the Banshees will soon hit the field. I believe we don't have any spores yet. There's the lair. Okay, so Mixu is not delaying his lair. He's going lair first. Very safe play out of Mixu. He's going to be lair first, followed by, again, our delayed upgrades, Evo Chambers, Bailey Nest. Hellions do move out. Banshees towards the left-hand side. INexorable getting ready for a split push. So far, the Hellions are being pinned back. And we'll see what kind of damage INexorable can get done, as he has yet to pull the trigger. Did not invest into Cloak, I just realized. Interesting, we skipped out on Cloak. Stim is almost done. Really fast Stim timing here out of INexorable. Nice move, getting the tumor. There's that Baliness on the way, Eva Chamber as well. Baliness is a little bit late, ideally lined up with the lair. It's just going to be a little bit later. Hellions keeping up with the Lings. Likewise, Lings, they hit the third base. Hellions out of position. We can get some SCVs. Oh! And we don't quite get them. We do respond in time. And I was curious. Okay. I don't know if you noticed only one Evo chamber. I was curious. I was like, hold up. Where's the second Evo chamber? I see. We are taking our gases and we're rushing into mutas. It's going to be Lingvane Muta here out of Mixu. That's why I went for the faster lair. That's why we delayed the Bailey Nest. That's why we didn't really prioritize it as much. It is for the Muta play. And we do delay the second Evo chamber here. We prioritize Carapace, but not the second Evo, just so we have some upgrades here for the Lings, but not too much. We need that gas elsewhere. We need that gas for the mutas. Aliens being forced back. Mixu does maintain map control, taking the goal base as a fifth. Mixu is droning, and INexorable actually never really poked in with that Banshee, has kept it on patrol. And what I'm concerned about isn't about the lack of damage dealt with the Banshee, I'm talking about the lack of scouting. We have no idea what the Zerg player is up to. Maybe we don't care as we are moving out across the map. We're going for our push. 1-1 is finishing up in a couple of seconds, just in time for this move out. INexorable, he will break out, he will clear up a little of this creep. We're making 12 Marines at a time. It is going to be a 3-base all in, it's going to be an 8-Rax. INexorable is 8-Raxing. Back at home, going to be losing some SCVs, losing some reinforcements. But he's going for the kill. He's going in for the kill. 0-0 Ling Bane, but bathing speed is done. Hellbats morph in. We crash into the Hellbats. We shut them down. We're getting on top of the tanks as well. Tanks, they barely do survive, but the Queens are coming in. We get on top of the tanks. Or at least trying to. It's so close. First tank goes down. Second tank goes down. And it looks like Mixu has held. I say that, we're still rallying across the map. Remember, it's a 3-base all-in. It is an 8-Rax out of INexorable, and he breaks through the Queens. Ling Bane has run out. We have mutas, but mutas that will not help. They do nothing against the Marines. Man with gun is here. And without Banelings, how do we hold? How do we defend? We don't. INexorable has done it. He's broken at least a third. Still rallying across the map. Moving out with everything he has. Mixu going for a counterattack, trying to catch reinforcements. That's his only chance. It's to slow down the army, to force the army back home. And INexorable does turn it. We can keep going. Wait, send it. We can keep pushing, but no, never mind. INexorable does turn around, and he catches the reinforcements. He catches the Lings. Is going to chase this back. Mixu has 78 workers, by the way, and the goal base. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Mixu. Mixu can recover. And INexorable was so close to straight up just killing Mixu. He was so close. And INexorable, he races back home. He's going to defend against the mutas. Now Mixu has a standing Ling Bane army. And I worry here for INexorable. I mean, he is going to minimize losses back at home, and he's building up, that is true, but he still has not taken gases. He's not really at a solid worker count. Mixu is up to 82 drones. And he will hit the third. INexorable, he's dragged out of position. The Marines are chasing the mutas, so we hit the third base. 1, 2 tanks going to be going down. We hit the mineral line as well. And again, we were 3-base all in, Pop. We didn't need to come back home. But we get 12 SCV kills. Lings once again hitting that natural, and all that Mixu needs to do is keep INexorable at home. As he's on how many bases? He's on 5 bases here. Lost the third base, but has plenty of other hatcheries. And INexorable's now moving out, but We have some Ling Bane. 19 Banelings on the way. That's a lot of Marines, but how good are our splits? That's the question. How well can we split? Banelings are done. Pre-split, Papi. Pre-split. He's slipping in. Uh-oh. I'm concerned. I am concerned, but we do make our way towards the natural base. Even goes down, and here come the Banelings. Banelings do roll in. No. There's no splits. There's no splits whatsoever. Massive connections. And then INexorable's army crumbles. It melts. We barely have anything left. More Banelings on the way. And Mixu has done it. Mixu has held. Did cost him 14 drones. That's going to be enough. As we chase INexorable down. Banelings will be filing on in once again. Oh, massive connections on the Marines. GG gets called. Mixu holds, and Mixu takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. And before I get ahead of myself, it did occur during the game. I didn't want to take away from the game itself, but a massive shout out to Balmiaja in the chat. Gab, I hope you had a great run. Hope you had a great series against Dark. I think we were mid-series against Dark last I saw. Slash shout out at Balmiaja. I got you. But thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session even before the event or just the event itself. Hope you had a great time. And yeah, GG, well played. Mixu does take game number 1, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. I mean, game 1 gives me faith in INexorable. Not towards the end, we had some brutal Baneling connections, I understand that, but overall INexorable was in a good position. He was punishing Mixu for rushing into the mutas, was doing well for himself. If we maybe have a little bit more confidence, have a little bit more assertiveness if we're going for an 8-rack 3-base all-in, then I want to believe here in INexorable to bring to the ace match. We'll see, though. We'll see. Here we go. It's catching up. But thank you, Balmiaja. Thank you. Much love. As game 2 is going to be on site Delta. I'm going to be loading to site Delta here in game 2. Terran players, look away. I'm seeing the replay on stream. Look away, Bobby. Look away. Ay. Let's really have a look at the bracket. Looks like our players need a moment. They need a moment. But Miaja took down Prime, took down Rare. Let's go. Before going up against Dark. But I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm celoso, Pipe. I'm celoso. Who doesn't want to go up against Dark? Beautiful. As we can go over the bracket after the series. We'll get there. There we go. As you can hear the beeps, our players are ready, and we're loading into game 2. We're loading into the second game here of the series. Mixu's on match point. One more win for Mixu, and he will advance on into the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, INexorable has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Oh boy, the pressure is on. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of site Delta, we have our Brazilian Terran player, the yellow Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. Down in the series, we're going to bounce back here and now and force the ace match. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Finnish Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Berserker Esports. It is Mixu. One more is all he does need. We'll see where he takes us. We'll see where we go. As a reminder, last game, Mixu did rush into Spire Tech, rush into Mutas, and was caught off guard. He was caught off guard by the 8 racks. It was almost over then and there. It should have been over then and there. Like, INexorable was doing very well for himself with that push, but did second guess himself. This time, INexorable looking to open up 2 racks Reaper. First Rax is on the way, second Rax thereafter. Bit of a more assertive, aggressive beginnings here for INexorable. We'll see what damage he can get done. Ideally, we do want to delay the third base with this. Want to delay the third, contain the Zerg player on 2 bases, and maybe even get some more damage from there. We'll see. We'll see how INexorable does execute this. Likewise, we'll see how Mixu does respond. Overlord's moving out, back at home, hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Mixu. No early gases, no early pool. Nothing too wild. Oh, no, sorry, my apologies. I assumed it was hatch gas pool. This is a late hatchery. This is a much earlier pool gas. A much more aggressive start here for Mixu. Ling's already on the way. Again, I got ahead of myself back. I was like, oh yeah, we'll settle into a standard game. Mixu, he's a wholesome boy. He's humble. No. Gas first. So gas pool hatch here out of Mixu is rushing into Ling speed. Lings are on the way. Now, who do I favor in this kind of setup? Now, until Ling speed kicks in, these Reapers can have free reign. The Overlord will confirm. The Overlord does get eyes on the Reapers. As a result, Mixu will divert his path, will avoid the Reapers here in the center of the map, and they'll get across the map, but we do have a full wall. Interesting. Now, the Reaper will confirm how late the hatchery is. That is going to be a tell. The hatchery has now been spotted. Lings do turn back around. To get behind the mineral line. We're still mining gas. We're still mining gas. That is a tell. Something is wrong. Something is up. Link speed is on the way, but we could go into a Bailings. We can go into a Roach Warren. We're waiting for the Reaper to be shut down, and it looks like we will, barely not get it. Reaper will slip away. And where are we going to spend our gas? Because we have a lot of it. 120 gas. Okay, we're pulling out. Okay, never mind. We're pulling out. Mixu has an excess of gas, but it looks like he doesn't really intend to use it. Is now going to be mining from his natural, and he's contained on 2 bases. Meanwhile, the Reaper does race back home. We do have our follow-up. Once again, it does feel like INexorable. I mean, he's respecting Ling speed quite a bit. I don't blame him, but as we can see, Mixu is droning. Mixu's droning up. He's not really embracing Lings too much, going for a third base, settling in. Likewise, INexorable getting into his third CC. As we take a moment to step back here, Mixu's third is quite heavily delayed, and this early pool gas opener didn't really do much for him, so I think I favor INexorable in this position. I do favor our Terran player, just because of our third base timing, and sure, we invested into all these Reapers, but, you know, we're safe and sound. We're able to calm things down, double eBay behind this to rush into our upgrades. Like, INexorable's pretty safe. It is going to be pretty safe here. Mixu is droning. And we're going to calm things down and embrace a bit of a longer game. INexorable does get into some Hellion production. Interesting. It is going to be a 3cc 2-1-1 variation, but yeah, we're not rushing into Marine production. We're not rushing into drop play. Taking a different approach. We'll be taking a different approach here, moving out with our Hellion Reaper. More Hellions in production. Stim is delayed. Typically, we would prioritize Stim over most things. But yeah, we do hold back on that. Rushing into 1-1 first. So again, a much more unique variation here out of INexorable. Just delaying the eventual bio push, delaying the starport, delaying the medevacs in favor of 1-1, in favor of a bit of a stronger timing, a later timing. Meanwhile, decent trades, but the Lings will eventually shut this down. Oh yeah, the Hellions, they get surrounded. Reapers do dive into the main, confirming no lair. Oh, the drone's gonna surround. Oh my god, the drone drilling. Impressive. Reapers are cleaned up, but at least they confirm no lair. We do see that it's gonna be double lever chamber as a response. The lever chamber double upgrades initially, delayed lair, delayed bailing speed. This time we're not racing into Mutatech. Not this time. So Mixu's upgrades are going to be on par with the upgrades of INexorable. Of course, INexorable's upgrades are faster. Don't get me wrong, we did rush into these E-bays insanely quickly. Mixu not too far behind him. Now going for the add-on swap, now going for medevacs. And we will soon be moving out with our drop play. Third CC going to be landed. Armory is done just in time for 2-2. So again, just really fast 1-1 into an insanely fast 2-2 timing here for INexorable. Aye. And I wouldn't be opposed to INexorable even just like staying back at home, securing his third base, and waiting for that timing. Would be ideal. For now, chasing down the Lings. They are going to be forced back. INexorable moving out with his Marines. Medevacs are on the way. It looks like we are committing to the push. So far, the Hellions going to be able to shave off a lot of these Lings. And 2 Hellions get caught. But remember, Bailing's speed was delayed because of the later layer. Bailing's waddling in. Can they connect? Do you force a pickup? Do you force the pickup? Hellions get caught out. Hellbat's not able to be morphed in time. Armory was done, but unable to. Bailing's speed almost done. Ling's going for a massive counterattack and the third base looking exposed. There's not much here. Not much across the map. INexorable focusing on his drop. Ling Bane does collapse in. Oh, do pick up. Do pick up in time. Bailing's waddling into the mid line. No! Oh, we do pull away. But SCVs are going to go down. We got 5 worker kills. Bailing's speed does kick in. We get, oh my god, a big connection towards the end. 12 SCVs go down. At the same time, looks like the Marines out of the map, they were caught out. INexorable in a lot of trouble. He's lost a little momentum. He's lost a little of his bio. 2-2 is on the way, but we barely have any Marines. We do catch some Bailings, not bad. At the same time, 6 more SCVs go down. INexorable getting forced back. Mixu still being active, getting up to 3 base saturation. Hydrogen's on the way. It's going to be Ling Bane Hydra out of Mixu. But the Ling Bane aggression is really what we're focusing on, and we do go for the tank. A bold move. These are 2-2 Marines. Tank is going to be... It's not going to go down. Oh my... We save it. We save the tank. Let's go. INexorable, he saves the tank. Gets onto the hatchery. Hatchery's going to be denied. You force a cancel. INexorable does have that army lead. The upgrades are kicking in. But 2-2's almost done for Mixu. Again, he wasn't too far behind with those upgrades, and he's catching up. Likewise, 3-3 has not begun for INexorable, so he's not able to maintain his upgrade lead. So he's keeping up. Hive is on the way. Getting into Ling Bane Hydra. Working towards Viper Tech. INexorable's moving out. Behind this, he's on Araxes. He's 3 base all in. We've seen this before out of INexorable, and he does take a better fight. And he shuts down the Ling Bane. Can keep on pushing. That was premature by Mixu. And we are rallying across the map. Remember, no extra gases here at the third base. No extra factory. No 4th CC. It's 3 bases and 8 Raxes. It's Mass Marine. Let's go. And where's the Ling Bane? And Ling Bane is not ready. Tanks are sieging up. We're breaking through the Queens, breaking through the Hydras. And this time it looks like INexorable has done it. He's breaking through. The boys are being pulled. More Bailings trickling in. Up. Oh my god! Massive Bailey connections. So not the best fight for INexorable. Not the best trade as he does take them to the face, but he's still up. He's still up in supply. He still takes down every drone at the third base and he's pushing towards the natural. He's going for the kill. INexorable is doing it. GG gets called and INexorable ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. We are getting into game 3. One way or another, the series will end here and now. Either it goes the way of the Zerg or the way of the Terran. Now, what we have seen all games so far out of INexorable, game 1 and game 2, even though we've gotten there in different ways, even though INexorable did go for a different opener, the end goal is the same. 3 base all in. wait, 3 bases, 8 Raxes, just send it, papi. Just 3 base all ins, game after game out of INexorable. And it is punishing the greed of Mixu. Game 1, Mixu's greed was rushing into the Spire into Mutatech. Game 2 was Mixu working towards Hydras, working towards a Hive as well. Before he was really stable on 4 bases. He was still on 60 workers, still lacking Lingbane. We are getting into that ace. Let's go. Us jump in. So we are being joined by some of the other casters. Are being joined by some of the other people. Beautiful. And we're jumping in. Really watching, but it reminds me a little bit of Innovation. Kind of. I mean, INexorable, he has been leveling up quite a bit over the past year. It's been great to see his growth as a player. And again, his current opponent is a pretty big challenge ahead of him. Pretty big mountain to climb, but he's climbing it. He's almost there. He's almost at its peak. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Crimson Court. We have our Finnish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Berserker Esports. It is Mixu. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. Can he go all the way? It is INexorable. Here we go. Settling into game 3. And this time INexorable going for a Rax expand. This time it's not going to be a 2 Rax Reaper opener. Calming things down. We are going to be calming things down. Likewise, this time at Mixu going hatch first. I will confirm that this time. Last game, if you recall, it was gas first. It was gas pool into hatchery. But this time, standard opener out of Mixu. Likewise, standard opener out of INexorable. Let us go. And we'll see where this game does take us. INexorable going for his SCV scatter across the map. Going Marine first as well. Interesting. This is a bold move. I mean, Mixu has not really been embracing roach play or too much early game aggression. I mean, I know it was gas first last game. Which is why this is a little bit risky. It's a little bit risky going Marine first like this. We can see INexorable, he's trying to hunt down the Overlord, and he will come across it. And the Overlord is found, but the pillar is right next to it, so we should be able to save the Overlord. It should escape, should get away. The Overlord will get on top of that pillar. Meanwhile, INexorable getting into his expansion, settling in. Mixu, now being aware of the lack of Reapers, is skipping his... sorry, I was going to say skipping his Lings. It's going to be delaying his Lings. Interesting, expanding on the right-hand side. Going for the linear third base. Oh. And it looks like with one more worker, we will be able to break out, and we can now expand. Linear third is being taken. Lings are moving out, and INexorable going for a safety bunker here outside of the natural. Bunker about to finish, just in time. Just in time for those Lings. So the Lings are shut down. And from here we can settle into a standard game. It's going to be a third CC before starport. Economic follow-up here out of INexorable. Likewise, Mixu getting into his third base as well. droning up, getting to his third, calming things down. Once again, we did vary things up with the opener from the side of INexorable, but still working towards that 3 base setup. My eyes are going to be on Mixu. He has been mixing it up as well over the course of this series with mutas, with Hydra play, or attempted Hydra play. And there it is! Game 1 was mutas, Game 2 was Hydras, Game 3 is Roaches. We're going for all 3. A wide array of play here from Mixu is going to be embracing those Roaches instead. The Roach one is hidden behind the mineral line, and Mixu is looking to be hyper aggressive with this. Imagine looking to commit with a Roach push. The Overlord does not fully confirm what's going on. Second Overlord coming in from the right-hand side. We'll get eyes on the third CC. This is going to be ideal for Mixu. Does confirm the more economic start. And what does this mean? This means that it takes a little bit longer for INexorable to really embrace his ground-based army, to get into tank production, for example. Still focusing on our Hellion Banshee. Banshees will help, but we're in the dark. We don't really know what's going on. Hellions are now moving out. They have to get a read on this. They have to run into those Roaches. But the Queens are in position, and we will delay the scouts. And we force back the Hellions, and here come the Roaches! So far, no scout. So far, we have no idea what's going on. Ravagers are being morphed in. Mixu is going all in. It's his turn. It's his turn to be the face of INexorable. Back at home, we have some Hellions. We do have some SimCity to work with. The Banshee ideally would be out on the map to pick away at those Roaches. But we don't know we have to. That's the problem right now. Oh, we scout, we confirm. INexorable now knows he gets surrounded. The Hellions will be shut down. The Ravagers have been spotted, and the Banshee has to be active. There we go. We do move out. But is it too little too late? Nice heli volleys on the Lings. Lings getting roasted. The Lings are roasted. The Banshee has to focus on those Ravagers. Files will connect. Bunker close to going down. Up. Oh, and the bunker will fall. Banshee gets one of those Ravagers, though. We're running out of Roaches, running out of Ravagers. But we break in. Yeah, we break in nonetheless. The repairs were not good enough. I mean, there was no wall regardless. And we get into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Massive connection with the vial. We will eventually clean this up, but it's too little too late. 20 SCVs have fallen. INexorable knocked down to 1 base. And they got knocked down to 1 base here. We're going for the depots. We can go for the E base as well. And INexorable has just lost far too much here. Again, if he had seen this coming ahead of time, the Banshee could have been more proactive to focus on 1 or 2 Ravagers before the army had even gotten across the map. Likewise, could have been kiting with the Hellions, could have fully walled off, could have pre-pulled the boys to repair. I mean, a lot of it did come down to just being aware of the all-in and scouting, essentially. Ooh, as the mules are targeted down. And unfortunately, INexorable was caught with his pants down. The pants, they were down, but we were just unfortunately not ready for Mixu. And from here, Mixu can just happily drone. Can just drone up, take his gases, throw down some spore crawlers. Roach speed is on the way. Evacheb upgrades 4th base. Mixu can do whatever he so pleases. And INexorable has a lot of catching up to do. There is potential with the Banshee, and we can go into eventually drop play, true. There's a world where maybe Mixu overextends and pushes into a tank line, or maybe Mixu's overly greedy and doesn't have anything ready for the move out. There is no Spore here at the 3rd, so we are fighting some damage. Drones are going down. Not a bad start. We get 5 drone kills, 6 drone kills, 7 drone kills. Not quite the 8, but 7 workers go down. Pretty good damage for 1 Banshee. Considering there is no cloak. So not a bad start here for INexorable, but he needs more. You know, that was merely the first step. The first step on the road to recovery, and we got a lot more steps to go. A lot more steps. As INexorable is establishing his 3rd. Moving out across the map. A +1 attack is finishing. There is no +1 defense. Just a 1-0 upgrade setup here for INexorable, and this is it. This is the moment. What is the army looking like? We have 15 Roaches. No Lings, no Banelings, no Ravagers, just now morphing in. It's basically pure Roach Queen. Which means if we can get the tanks in a good position, we pull the boys. Yeah, I mean, we have to. We're completely all in. The boys are being pulled. INexorable, he knows how far behind he is. Send it, Bappy. It's all or nothing. Well, that's a wall of roaches. So far, so good, though. The SCVs do a great job tanking. They tank 2 roach volleys. Boys are being pulled. Roach is getting on top of the tanks. The first tank is going to go down. The second tank as well. We get this around. We clean up the army, and Mixu will hold. He will shut this down. GG gets called. And Mixu takes the series at 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Mixu as he will take the series. Did pop off with the Roach Ling all-in, or the Roach Ravager Ling all-in. Again, unfortunately, INexorable was unaware what was going on. He was not able to confirm the aggression of his opponent. Remember, he skipped the Reaper, and the Hellions were fended off against as well. Hellions weren't able to slip in, so unfortunately, INexorable was in the dark, and GG. GG, well played. Mixu will take it, will advance on into the next round. And the question becomes, who's up against him? Who will face off against Mixu in the quarterfinals? In the round of 8.